Food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my darling sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, C-A-T.
You can spell!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
You recite!
Press the button, she says a dozen things, complete with desk, blackboard, and seat. Susie Smart, sold at food markets only.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not gonna try it. You try it. I'm not gonna try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Well, what's on the television then? Looks like a penguin.
No, it's not a penguin. It's a Susie Q96. A real live Susie Q96. Really? I forgot what I was going to click on. Oh, yeah, I remember now. I remember. It was that one. Hi! Yep, it's me. Bags under the eyes and all. Little fat chipmunk cheeks full of steroids. But I'm here. I even attempted to look halfway alive. So welcome, welcome. I saw Mr. Black was the first one in tonight. Followed very shortly by the Lucky James Eller. New Marshall in town is in the house. The boys are back in town. Yep, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Oh, how do you say it? Mecca, Mecca. I can't remember the rest. But Mecca, Mecca is twinkle, twinkle in Latin. I saw it. Oh, you're welcome. Glad you got it. I was watching an old, this is really aging me. I was watching an old Annette Funicello from the Mouseketeers. They did a TV series with her in it. And one of the scenes in there was when she got put back a grade because she hadn't taken Latin or algebra at her previous school. And one of the students said twinkle, twinkle, little star in Latin to her, and she didn't know what it was. Florida metal detecting. You know what? I came this close putting on my Florida metal detecting shirt, and then I decided I was going to save it for Wednesday night for metal detecting show. So it's hanging in there waiting. Speaking of t-shirts, I'm going to have to wear this one, even though, you know, way back I made that offer that if you gave me a t-shirt, I'd wear it on the stream. Well, yesterday I went to see my rock and roll buddy, question mark, from Question Mark and the Mysterians. And the stinker brought me a t-shirt. Now, bear in mind, I have just about every Question Mark and the Mysterians t-shirt that they've ever made. I've got a ton of them. There was one I did not have, and he knew he had some somewhere, but he couldn't find them. Yeah, oh yeah, Alistair Q's like my best friend in the whole freaking world. So anyway, he surprises me yesterday. He went in the house under the pretext of getting me a picture of the band that had Mel from Grand Funk Railroad when he was back in the Mysterians. But that's not what he came out of the house with. He did not come out with a picture of Mel. He came out with this. Now, this is the front. Oops, I'm trying to get it because I can't see the camera, but that's the front. But this is what makes the shirt so freaking special. This is from a concert. And they didn't usually make like shirts just for one specific concert or one for specific tour. But this is from New Year's Eve, the Y2K in Buffalo, New York. The Cootsy Ball. Now, how cool is that? And this is brand new. It's nobody's ever worn this one. And this is like the only shirt I think that I didn't own. Mr. Black, not only do I know Q, I am the publicist for Question Mark and the Mysterians. I have been the publicist for Q&M since 2013. It's part of my great love of Michigan is I love Q. He is so bizarre. Some of you may have heard me talking about that when I'm a little better and the weather is a little better, I am taking Sir Benji and Digging with Deej to a farm to metal detect. It's the Q farm. It's Q's farm. You wonder if you can find some Q bootlegs. There are a couple out there. It's my job to find them and get people to stop selling them. But yeah, there are some Q bootlegs. Definitely are. In fact, there's a couple of Q bootleg posters. This is a real interesting story. I didn't plan on talking about Q except for the t-shirt because I am going to be wearing that shirt. I may wear it backwards just because I like the back so much. But there were a couple of concerts that were supposed to happen at this place called Antone's down in Austin, Texas, years back. And somebody made the posters and everything, but the gig never happened. The posters are out there, but there was no show. And probably next week on that wall back there, and maybe over here above the cat tower, you will see some of the band posters. Hi, Lisa. Speaking of an adventure in Michigan. But I have someone that's going to come and help me hang my posters and stuff because I don't want to get up on the ladder. I'm afraid I will fall down and go boom splat. So I'm not going to do that. Those of you who are familiar with my cat M3 was a Christmas gift to me back in, I think, 2016 or so, whatever 8 years ago is. Anyway, somebody dumped M3 on Q's farm, and there are a bunch of feral cats out there, and they were beating poor little M. They were going to kill him because he was not a feral cat. So I got him as a Christmas gift from Q, and I've had him ever since. So, yep, that's part of the Q story. We're working on trying to get Q's computer fixed. In fact, it's sitting over there on the floor. You might be able to see it, like right there. I brought it home with me. Oh, serious music junkie. The other thing you are going to see at some point that never got on camera in my other apartment is a whole bunch of stuff about this band, the Outlaws, also known as the Florida Guitar Army. did a video from our history museum on them. Oh, how cool. Is there some way I can see this thing? Oh, Lisa, I will take it and show it to Q. I promise. I just found an article yesterday that he had not seen about, here's a little known piece of Michigan music history that a lot of folks don't know. About an artist from California who ended up becoming an artist in Michigan because he had met question mark and the Mysterians in California and decided to come back to Michigan with them and settled in Saginaw for a while and then went over to Detroit. A little big dude called Meatloaf. There is a big history, and we were a little disappointed when they were doing all of the things when he passed away, and they never mentioned his connection to question mark and the Mysterians. And had Meatloaf not come to Michigan, he may not have ever made it as big as he did, literally as big as he did, because his super break was when he went over to Detroit and he got in the touring company for a big play, because Meatloaf was very dramatic. I'm not going to give the whole thing away. Do I have my email? Yes, and we also have it coming up right there. No, it wasn't Rocky Horror. It was Jesus Christ Superstar, actually. And what's really funny is I had a friend from Florida named Randy Kidd who also was in that touring company. So... And I also have another email address. You might want to send it to this one because Q goes in this one too. In fact, I was at Q's yesterday. He is such a trip. I used to live on his farm in my motorhome. When I first started working for the band, the very first gig I did, and as soon as I get done with this, I'm gonna switch over to the coin thing. The very first show that I worked with them to help promote and do all the stuff with was in Bay City, Michigan, when the mayor of Bay City at that time was Christopher Shannon. The mayor declared 96 Tears the official rock and roll song of Bay City because it was recorded in Bay City for $50 in Art Shield's living room. Which, by the way, the old Art Shield's house now has a historic monument in front of it indicating that, because the people that purchased that property bought it partly because they were fans of Q. So anyway, that's enough Q. That is so cool, Lisa. I'm dying to see this thing, and I'm sure he will be really happy. Oh yeah, there's so much good music that came from here. I know a lot about Michigan music history. You and I should talk. Okay, now here's what happened over the weekend. I had a car for a couple days, and I tried to do all the things I said I was going to do as far as coins for the channel. The bad news, I could not get a box of pennies at the bank. The good news is I can't even pick it up, $14 worth. So, and I still have $4 worth from the ones I got from Sir Benji. I also got 2 rolls of dimes, 5 rolls of nickels, 2 rolls of bank quarters. And when I went up by the QB2, after I leave his farm, I always have to wash the cars off because the road going out there's mud. It's a mud hole. So I had to go to car wash. So we have car wash quarters again. The bank also did not have any $2 bills or any half dollars. But then I also have, where is it? I have redone my penny cheat sheet, which makes things much easier. It's got some more errors and stuff on it that weren't on the original. Then I have this box. This is all nickels. So we've got supplies to go through. And I guess in order to clear the table, I'm going to start with the quarters because they're sitting here loose and I don't want them to escape. It's been known to happen, but the home help aid is coming tomorrow. Also, I have some good news on the health front real quick. And that is that insurance has finally gotten me an appointment with the cardiologist and the dermatologist. And the good news with the dermatologist, I am back at the same clinic I started out at back in 2014. So they have all my records, and they recently bought out the clinic I went to in Virginia. So they have all my records. That's awesome. I don't have to order any records from anybody for that part of the program. So, and then there was another thing that happened with recently where I couldn't get my medications. A doctor in Virginia was trying to get them for me. Yeah, there's Emin. Where is he? Where's my boy? He's right there. There's the Ems. He's in his house. Kitty Condominium 2. Built and constructed from a kit by Sir Benji. Yep, Sir Benji built the kitty house. He also built my desk and my TV stand, a few other things. And you can see there's boxes and stuff sitting all over because I'm still not done unpacking. But anyway, nobody's watching me. Damn you, little stinker. Well, I told you he was going to make an appearance. Anyway, the other thing that happened was I hadn't seen my primary care here in Michigan yet. And I had prescriptions that ran out. So my doctor in Virginia, because I have the same insurance, it's just different here. She had done one of the where we talked on the computer. And so she had prescribed some medicine and they wouldn't fill it because she was not licensed to practice in Michigan. And they also would not pay for the teleconference. So a bill came for $136 and change. And we were trying to figure out how to get the insurance to pay it, and they wouldn't. So it came back to me, which that's a big shot in the heart. You know, you want me to pay this $136 copayment. Well, I'm going to tell you, I had the most wonderful primary care in Virginia. They called me and said, just forget it. It's a late Merry Christmas. We're just going to write that one off. So that was good. All right, let's hit some quarters here. So I got Got to put the microscopical on, so you won't be able to see the cat. You'll have. I have not yet tried to install the software that will allow me to have multiple cameras and stuff. I'm still using StreamYard. So for now, oh, we've got a District of Columbia. So let's start out with 56 commemorative quarters. We don't need a whole lot in this book, actually. And this book doesn't even have spaces. I'm not wild about this album, and it does not have any spaces for the District of Columbia and the other non-state ones that were involved, Guam, etc., etc. But I'm going to keep that because the next album I get, I'm going to make sure it has all the spots. This one, ironically, I only need 2 quarters. And one of them's Michigan. Now, when this book is done, oh, and the other one, by the way, is Minnesota. Once this book is done, it's going to be a gift away. I've lost my glasses. I can lose stuff. I'm telling you. That must be what I heard hit the floor a while ago, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I'm just going to have to rely solely on the scope, because I can read the screen. I just can't. No extra leaves on the corn, and we don't need Wisconsin. I'm going to move this book because I know all I need. Arizona, bunch of Bologna. This is a really nice looking coin. I don't really need it, but it's nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. I'm going to try to hurry through these, and then I want to do this last 4 rolls that I got of pennies that I got from Sir Benji once I get done with the quarters. So we may be here a while tonight. And I got to go back through all these quarters. I have not got an error list for quarters yet. Rhode Island. Kansas. Well, I was watching Dragnet earlier. Now I got that stupid theme song stuck in my head. Anyway, I was going to tell you, you're also going to see a wall of Outlaws stuff. I grew up with those guys. And they gave me a gold record. And I don't think it ever got on my channel because I had it hanging in my bedroom. But I'll show it to y'all when I get it up there. What? I'm down to 1 person? What the heck has happened here? Everyone abandoned me? I don't understand. What's going on over here now? Refresh. What is going on? Hey, try again. Try again, try again. Oregon. It's going to be gone. There's another District of Columbia. That's 2 of them. I'll go months and not get one of those. This is going to be Tennessee. Hi, James. I thought I already said hi to you. Or are you back? Back up to 4. I don't know what happened there. Pennsylvania Mudslot. Hi, buddy. How are ya? Oh, we got lots of coins. Different kinds. Oops. Wrong stack. I was disappointed they didn't have any $50 and they didn't have any penny boxes. But I went on Saturday. So, yeah, at least I have a bank that's open on Saturday. Louisiana. Doing better now. We have some nice, yeah, weather was awesome the last couple days. I almost metal detected yesterday, but the ground was a little muddy out at the Q farm, so I didn't. I just sat in the pool hall and told wild stories. Yeah, I don't know. I've got somebody coming tomorrow to help me clean, and so we'll just see what happens. They had MRI. They find anything? I hope everything they found was good. Minnesota, isn't that one of the ones I need? Yes, we got one. Here's the irony of this book. The only quarter I don't. Oh, you have one on Wednesday. I misread that. The irony of this, the only one we need to finish this book is Michigan. I can't believe it. That is so funny. Hawaii. Oh, please, we need a Michigan. We need a Michigan. There's another Hawaii. That's the way my nephew used to say it. He couldn't say Hawaii. He said Hawaii. Yeah, my insurance is trying to find me a new gastro doctor too. They did okay for me today. They found me a new cardiologist who actually knows about Watchman implants. And they found me a new actually a new old dermatologist. So, well, didn't find Michigan. I'm here and I can't find it. But we're out of that book. Ooh, excuse me. Got the hiccups. All right. Oh, this one we need a few. This is my personal book. I still have not completed the state parks. All this time, I still have not completed them. I need the 2010 Mountain Hood D mint. I need the Gettysburg P mint. Chaco Culture P mint. 2012 Acadia D. 2018 Cumberland Island D. 2019 American something I can't read because I can't find glasses. And that's it. I've been trying for a long time to finish. I had a colonoscopy, a CAT scan, an MRI, and I went through every one of those things. Yeah, I would also agree with you. If they still don't find it, go somewhere else. Because by the time they figured out what was wrong with me, I ended up losing my entire large intestine. I was not amused, to say the very least. Yeah, gastric issues are the pits, man, because they just mess you up for everything. They really do. It's awful. I don't get into those. Still got to remember to check them for W's. After I do this, but before I start the pennies, I have something I'm going to read y'all. It's a newspaper article from 1901. You are right. They do not care unless you make them. You got to just like ride their butts every day till they get so sick of hearing from you that they do what they need to do just to get you off their backs. That's kind of what I was doing today, most of my day. And they stress you out so badly, and then the stress irritates what you have going on. It's just the never-ending cycle of them using us as a money. You know, I feel like an ATM a lot of the time. You know, they just sucking money out of me, or out of our government, or out of someone. Come on now. Let's get something here. I haven't gotten a coin that goes in here for a while now. It's a penny. Doggone it. 2010. There's one I need. Ooh, Mount Hood. Please be a D. Please, 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 please. Ah, it's a P. Oh my God. Oh my God. I want to know what drugs that lady was on. Yeah, I had a really good primary when I lived in Virginia. Not so much now. I mean, this guy's okay, but he's not like my primaries. Look at him. This thing is like so pristine. I may keep that one just because it is so pristine. I'm going to look at the one in my book and see what it looks like. And see if this one is actually better, because I think it is. I mean, it is just so nice. Oh, it's way nicer than the one in my book. Switching them out. The one that I have in the album's got scratchy doos on it. This one's way nicer. Sometimes that's all I can get is a better one. You know, I'm not getting anything new, but I got a better quality coin. Sometimes that's all you can do is get a better one. The road of no return. It's been a long time since I've seen a W. And apparently it's going to be even longer. Scooby. Tall grass prairie. I have that one already, unless it's a W. I didn't know you lived in India. Yeah, I've heard that is one of the reasons a lot of people from India come to the United States to study medicine, is that the medical care there is so bad. Hi, heavy metal detecting. I had a doctor that was from India, and she told me that. She said a lot of people from India will come to the US to become doctors with the idea in their head that they are going to go back to India and make it better, but then they never go back because they're not going to make any money and they're stuck with massive debt. So they end up staying here. Yeah, I heard you don't really want to go to the hospital in the Middle East either. So I got about 10 more to go. And then we're going to switch off pennies. Right after we check in on the cat cam. And I'm going to read you a little article I found from 1901. It's pretty interesting. Thought I'd share it. Yeah, all hospitals are scary. For me, all the time, and they're scary because I have 11 autoimmune disorders. And when you go in the hospital, they only want to treat whatever the ailment you came in for is. And they will like try and stop the meds for my other 10 ailments. And they have almost killed me on multiple occasions playing that little juggling game. I keep telling them you can't do that, you know, and I'm not the best patient because I'm not going to let them do that to me. And if I can finally get one person to listen, then I make it out the door. There have been a couple real close calls where I almost did not make it out the door. Last one, not a zero zippy. All right. Now, we did get a cleaner coin for that book, but we didn't make any real progress. Now we're going to do real quick the American Women one. And I'm going to switch cameras here. I wish I could get all this stuff set up where I could do them all. Now, let me show you where we're at. We have, all the first group. And we have our Bessie Coleman and Edith Kanakole from 2023. We're missing Eleanor Roosevelt, Yavita Adar, and Maria Tallchief. So I only have a small stack. So shouldn't take us too long to go through those. Just wanted to show you where we were at. Yeah, I had hoped to have everything set up a little better today, but then I ended up spending 3 hours on, that's Bessie, on getting insurance and doctor stuff. Yeah, Warren, we have that one. Sally Ride. I will be going back looking for the errors on these ones. I make an updated cheat sheet. Another Bessie. Hey, there's Eleanor. We got Eleanor Roosevelt. I had one before and it got misplaced. So let's get Eleanor established. Oh, yeah. Let me grab one of these, and because I need one for the obverse space. Let's put that in there. Whip it good. Oh, there's another Eleanor. Oh, I have a second book over here. I need to start watching it. Needed Eleanor in it too. And I think you're swell. Anybody know who did that song? And you suit me well. You were my pride and joy, etc. First rock and roll song known to have the word etc. in it, by the way. No, I'm not to the honorees yet. They're not, are they? I don't think they're doing them yet. Those won't come around to 2025. And it says honoree because they have not decided who they're going to honor. Typical American. Our luck and won't even do them. There's anime one. I think I have. Oops, something just fell out. Of the second album. What is this? Oh, okay. These albums are not good. The spaces are too big, and the coins keep falling out of them. There's another Eleanor. Another Bessie. A really crapped up Nina Warren. That one looks like it should have gone through the car wash. There, that one's better. And the last one. Wilma Mankiller. All right. I have so many of those. All right. Bling-a-man-wing-on. All right. We're almost done with the quarters. I got like 5 or 6 bicentennials and that kind of thing sitting over here. Might as well do them too. Got that done. Let's see if we can find any boogers and stuff on these. I don't see anything on his hat. His hand looks good. I always forget there's something else I'm supposed to be looking for too, but I always forget. Oh, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Hi, hi, hi. And that is not anything. It's actually a stain on the coin. I thought it might be something else, but it's not. It's not. Lisa, where are you again? Ah, yeah. That's where I thought they were, was at Maria Tall Chief. Okay, there's something on this, but I can't remember what I'm looking for. Yeah, now that I know you did that thing about Q, where are you? Oh, you're in Bay City. I did not realize you were in Bay City. That's cool. Our drummer lives in Bay City. Yes, he does. I was also on the waiting list for the same complex he's in. You know where the Bay City indoor flea market is? I used to have a booth in there when I lived up here before. Oh yeah, I'm next time I get a car, I'm gonna try to come up there. I'm trying to buy a car, but I can't really afford a very good one. But yeah, I need to go to Bay City. Half the band live in Bay City. And first time I went there as an employee, well, I don't get paid. I'll tell you, I'm the publicist, but I don't get paid because they don't make any money. But I love them, so I work with them. And yeah, exactly, Lisa. Yeah, I used to have a booth in there. I sold everything from glassware to handcrafted jewelry and question mark and the Mysterians t-shirts. Oh, well, I didn't see anything there. So this bunch right here I've already looked at. Those are just your regulation quarters. Those are my laundry and your ride quarters. Oh, did it really? I didn't know about that. Surprised nobody told me. Well, anyway, when they had the ceremony for making 96 Tears the official rock and roll song of Bay City. When we were getting ready to leave, I went to get in the van and fell flat on my face in front of the mayor. And I was not drunk or stoned or anything. I was just clumsy. And Q's got me by the foot and he's pulling the end of the van. Yeah. I'm sure everybody got a good laugh out of that. That was such a cool show. There were so many people, and it was at the, what do they call it? The old courthouse, old city hall, old something. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I'd like to see that. But anyway, we had so many people in there. The fire marshal showed up, and it was wild. There were people out in the street, and I have these wonderful photos that I took where Q was facing. There was a big window behind where they were set up, and we turned some speakers where the people outside could hear, and Q turned and was singing to the people outside, which I thought was really cool. Oh, I'm going to read you this article now about pennies. It's from October 29th, 1901, from the New York Times. Let me see if I can get it up here. Where am I? Share screen. Here we go. Yeah, I didn't realize you were that close to me. I'm definitely going to have to. Well, I planned on going to Bay City. Like I said, if I could, it just was whichever apartment came open first where I ended up moving to. All right, so this is the article over here that I'm going to be reading you. Let's see if I can move it down just a bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm familiar with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame up there. You know, Q was the first one inducted. I don't know if you know that. Okay, let me get over here. Okay. The article is entitled Made Counterfeit Pennies. Number of persons arrested. One man caught here. And it was from, the article was from Washington, dated October 28th. And it says, Chief Wilkie of the Treasury Secret Service received information today of arrests by officers of the Bureau of Persons in various eastern cities who are believed to be members of a gang who have been passing counterfeit pennies in large numbers for some years past. Now remember, this is 1901, so a penny had some value. The persons arrested included M. Weiner, Weiner, at Boston on the charge of making these pennies, Israel Usher at Boston on the charge of passing them. M. Levine at New York, who is alleged brought tool steel of the size of pennies from which dies for casting pennies are made, and against whom Mr. Wilkie says a charge of conspiracy to aid in counterfeiting will be made, and of Rosie Lerner at Baltimore, who Mr. Wilkie says is under indictment for passing counterfeit pennies and who has become a fugitive from justice. In Boston, the officials captured a complete plant consisting of machinery and materials for making the coins. For 5 years past, about 5,000 counterfeit pennies a week have been received at the sub-treasury in New York. Now it would cost you more than it was worth to counterfeit a penny. But in 1901, somebody made a business out of it. So that's pretty wild. Alrighty, we're gonna do these last 4 rolls of pennies. Now, y'all know if I find a Wheatie or something like an Indian head, those kind of things, we will be playing Guess the Date for a gift away. Oh, and I'm sorry, Silver Slinky, I did not see you come in. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I must have offended someone. I dropped down again. Oh, dear. Okay. Oops. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Hugh's house burned down back in, I think it was like 2007, and he lost all of his stuff, his gold records, everything. And then a few years ago, bass player Frank Lugo, his apartment building burned down. He lost all his stuff. And so I actually have more Mysterious collectibles than those 2 members of the band. I've been slowly replacing some of Hugh's things. I have hundreds and hundreds of newspaper articles. But yeah, I'm doing much better, Slinky. All right. I have a new penny cheat sheet going all the way back to 2009. So it's a little easier to work with than the notebook. And it has a few more things on it. Okay, let's see what we got in here. We got a dirty 1997. Real dirty. Nothing there. Oops, I got to get the trash can out. When I say get the trash can out, I mean it. I mean it. I have a trash can. See? See my busy trash can? He's on wheels. I can't get it where I can show the whole thing, but yeah, it's a little trash can. That's where I throw all the ones that has pennies in it. But yeah, that's where I put the ones that I've already looked at. And then I know to roll them up. Yeah, I never used to look at shields because they mostly have no yield. But 2021's, there's an error that's worth looking for. It goes from like 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and it's like this big die crack. It goes right through its head like a spear. So I want to see one. I just want to see one. Oh boy, it's time to play, kids. We got one. It's time to guess the date based on the condition of the reverse. closest without going over. And whoever that is will be winning a coin. You will be winning a President John Tyler. Stick this in here real quick. $1 coin. I gave this coin away, and Mike Schalise won it, and he donated it back. He did not need that for his collection. So we're going to be sending that to someone else. It was something he won in a penny date guess. So if I can get to 25, I'm going to give away something really nice, but I haven't had 25 people in here at once for a long time. I have too much competition, but I do have my loyal and faithful followers as well. So we're just going to sit in here and play for a while tonight. Yeah, I definitely need to come up and see the museum. I might even bring you something for the museum. I have things nobody else has. Like I just have a lot of things nobody has. I have things that survived the house fire. I have a lot of cool stuff. Mike the Greek in the house. Hi, Mikey. How you doing? Woohoo. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 8 people in here. 1, 2, 3, 4 have made their guesses. What do you think the date is without going over? I can get rid of the newspaper article now. Y'all let me know if you like the newspaper articles. I used to do those early in the morning on a thing called It Was the News with Susie Smart. That's why I play the Susie Smart thing at the beginning of the show. Part of it anyway. Woo, James is going into the Wayback Machine. Okay, what we got here? Let me see some of these guesses here. Silver Slinky was 47. Lisa has 44. Kevin 51. New Marshall 53. Mike the Greek 55. James Eller 1925. Yeah, I hate it. Yeah, I had found some articles from London, England in the 1830s where people in England were already counterfeiting pennies in the early mid 1800s. And so I decided to search for US counterfeit pennies, and I found that little article. But what I thought was interesting about it, these guys had set up their own mint. They had gone and bought the steel they needed to make the dies, and they had set up their own little penny factory. They were getting it. Yeah. 5,000 pennies a week for 5 years. That's a pretty decent sum of money for 1901. And I thought, wonder how they managed to do it without getting caught for that long. I guess maybe they just passed on to the wrong person. All right, you got about 30 seconds, and then I'm going to flip this thing over. And so, all right, let's get me scrolled back up to the top of the pile. And all right, right, let's see what we got. Dum, dum. Ooh, it looks really worn on this side. 1946. 46. Okay, Lisa's got 44. Slinky went over. Kevin went over. New Marshall went over. Mike the Greek is over. And James is too far back. Looks like our winner is Adventures in Michigan with Lisa. How about that? Congrats, Lisa. It's good karma to be a question mark fan, I guess. Oh. I'm having some adventures in Michigan. All right, let me get an envelope here. All right, I bought a whole new pack of envelopes. Trying to stay up on them. On my gift away mail outs. Okay. Put this over here. We're still working on the $14 worth of pennies that I bought from Sir Benji a while back because I couldn't get a box, so he split one of his with me. Back to the penny pile. Penny, penny, penny. 83D. The 83 over there. I gotta find a box that has my sorting containers in it. That would be a big help. Right now, they're starting to get wild on me again. I'm working on my, okay, looking for a DBO. How will I know? On this penny, it's so cruddy. I'm working on my nickel error list. Then I'm going to do my quarters. The quarters is so long. That's why I keep putting it off. I don't see anything excitement there. Yeah, I got some tokens, not a lot. I think my next thing I'm going to have to get albums for is Canadian. I'm finding a lot of Canadian coins again now that I'm back up here. I hardly ever saw any when I was in Virginia. It just wasn't the place for them. This is one of the new so-called errors. And I don't believe it exists. And what it is, I think this is just a way for people to make money. I think it's just a weak strike. They're calling this a floating roof. But where the roof connects here is supposed to be a solid line on both sides. Now, I think I see. I can't do this. Right there, I think it's just not struck Yeah. So I've got a couple of those put aside to ask people that know more than I do. Because, and there's supposed to be something on the 59D, but I don't know what it is. I found it on one of the lists, but furry! Hi, furry! But I don't know what it is. This time when I made my cheat list, I put it in Excel so I can just go in and edit and just reprint that page. And so when I find out what that supposed error is, I will go back in and fix the page. But this is way easier than wrestling with that book. Copper coins said the floating roof is not worth anything. That's exactly what I said, New Marshall, that it's just a weak die strike. But there are people trying to sell them on eBay for like $2,000. And I'm like, no, oh heck, I exposed that one. No, I think that's the penny I already had picked up. That's the one we just had, so I didn't expose anything new. But yeah, I said the same thing. Now this one here, we found this the other night, and I do want someone to look at it because it really does look like an S over D. And we had the microscope lowered all the way down. Couldn't tell. I'll take that one over to the coin god. But yeah, I don't believe it's anything but a weak strike and a way for people to try to sucker some newbie into buying one for $2,000. I'm not buying into it. It's not anything I have found as a commonly recognized error. So, okay, I'm looking for a close AM, which we did not get. But I'm just letting you know that I have put it on my list to look at them, even though I don't believe it. I have a big fat question mark next to it. Okay, this is also on my list new. This is the one that there is supposed to be a die crack that runs from about 2 o'clock through his head and down here to about 8 o'clock. And I did see a picture of one, so I don't know how real that is, but that's a new one on the list to investigate. So that's a thing. Once I get the list a little bit more dialed in, I will make it available so y'all can grab a copy of it and use it in your own searching. Handy thing to have. And like I said, I did it as an Excel file so that it can be edited. Nope. know what I'd do if I actually ever found one with the big old spear through his head. I should have turned the fresh air on in here. It's getting a little toasty. I'm too close to the heater. Too close to the heater. And this is another one that there is supposedly a thing that I've never been able to document. Like I said, people make these things up all the time so they could try and sucker new collectors into purchasing them. And I'm old. You're not going to talk me into that. And that is also why in my summary of my channel, I indicate that I cannot guarantee anything that I give away or like that is real. I do the best I can to make sure they are real, but there's so many counterfeits of so many things. You can't guarantee anything. I'm not even going to look at that. That's so gross. Oh, we're up to 10 people. What am I doing? 78. Yeah, y'all make sure you make a note that I have a new P.O. box. 1117. Email will come through Susie under my name. Okay. Gotcha, Lisa. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, I need to get up there, but I gotta find an inexpensive car. I can't keep renting cars. But I've been having to do that in order to get things in and out of the storage and certain medical things that I've had to do. But it's very expensive to rent cars. So I've got 2 more reserves between now and the middle of June, and one at the beginning of May for the big M15 74-mile yard sale. Sir Benji and his sister and I are all have booths in that. I'm hoping I make enough money to at least offset the car. Probably won't, but I'll get rid of some stuff, and I have way too much stuff, and I'm paying for storage, and I don't want to be paying for storage. So, yep, that's the end one roll. And we got one weedy out of there. One lone little weed. Sweetie weedy. Let's see what we got in here. Oops. I'm going a little bit slow. I may not finish this yet tonight, but I have plenty of stuff to work with for the next week or so, or two. Yeah, I'm just not buying into that floating roof thing. Yeah, see, that's what it looks like when it's properly struck. $81 something something something. 81D. If it was an S, we'd have something to play with. Yeah, Lisa, there's somebody I've been trying to get put in the Michigan Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I'm not having any luck doing it. Friend of mine from the band I'm wearing the t-shirt of, the Outlaws, he is now deceased. His name was William Harry Jones, also known as Billy Jones. Songwriter, singer, lead guitar player extraordinaire from Ann Arbor. He deserves recognition. I'm about to sick the whole Outlaws army on that museum and the Hall of Fame because Billy belongs. He really does. God rest his soul. He was my math tutor in college. And we have sent, I've sent countless emails and stuff and not even got any response. Not even a thank you for your suggestion or a kiss my bouquet. You know, I guess because the band was from Florida, they don't want to recognize him. But Billy is an incredible story. Billy was, when he graduated from high school, was offered a scholarship at Juilliard, and he turned it down to be a rock and roller. He was a great guy, highly intelligent. I guess the next thing I'm going to have to do is make a video with clips and highlights of his career and send it and see if that'll get their attention. Because I've been trying to get their attention on him for a couple of years now. Born in Ann Arbor. Sadly took his own life. And there's very few of us that know why. And I wish I didn't know why. You know, it's one of those things. I wish I didn't know. But that's the way it works out sometimes. Yeah, this is another one of those. I think it's kind of made up. This one is the 1994, which supposedly has an extra column on the building, but I have looked at the photos. Hey, Annette! I have looked at the photos of the ones they are claiming to be that, and I don't see it. I just don't. It's another one of those deals. Whatever they think they can sell you on, that's what they're gonna do. Oh, so close. 60D. Okay. Now the 60D. This one. There's a couple of things that you can find on a 60D. You can find a D over D, or a small date over a large date, D over D, large date over small. Well, we're going to lower this scope down just so we can take a better look. I don't think there's one on here, but we're going to look. Hey, Benjamin! It's the Benji. It's the Benji. No, that one's clean as a whistle. Oh, well, we tried. All right. Yeah, Benji, I am just finishing up the last of the rolls of pennies I got from you. And I went to the bank Saturday. They did not have a full box of pennies at the time, but I got $14 worth. Again, that must be my lucky numbers. I get about half a box at a time. And I got some other rolls of things. They didn't have any half dollars. They didn't have any $2 bills. But I got enough coins to keep me busy for a while. Got enough to keep us amused. Oh no, Patty, not the legend. You're gonna have to start using the simplex again until you find out what's wrong with your legend. Okay, looking for a DDODO, which I can't tell with my glasses on, and I can't read anything else with my glasses on. I'm having a terrible time. Ooh, we're up to 14. We might get to that 25 and have that extra gift away. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. It didn't give 2 weeks notice. Hey, Mark, how are you, buddy? Doesn't sound like it gave her any notice whatsoever. Sounds like it just said, I quit. Take this hunt and shove it. Sent it to get the backlight fixed December of 2023. Today it started turning itself off and on. No power at all. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, I got to get mine out and all my detectors out and check everything, make sure everything's functioning. Put the batteries back in my pinpointer and charge up all the batteries for my GoPros and my other cameras. See how that works out. I was going to detect this weekend, but I ended up sorting things out for the big yard sale instead, and moving things around the storage and throwing some things away, stuff like that, because that sale's going to sneak up on me before I know it. So can't have that. Excuse me. Hiccup. Well, so far on the pennies, we have found one EDT, a 1946, today's search. We've got a bunch of things that we found, but today been kind of slim pickings. But we've only done 1.5 rolls, so we got one Wheatie out of 1.5 rolls. That's not awful. I'm going to have a steak later, just a little one. I'm thinking about doing that carnivore diet. I've been watching Robert Ferguson. He's been doing it, and he's like off the insulin and lost a bunch of weight. And he's real excited about his results. So, and my digestive system being as weird as it is, one of the few things that does actually sit well with me is meat. Vegetables and I don't get along much anymore. I could eat like small bits of them. Yeah, doesn't he in that? And he sounds better. That's the thing. He's got his zest for life back again. Robert and I've been buddies online for quite a while, and he shows up in here once in a blue moon on some of my streams. And then I act stupid like a little groupie because I just love Robert. I just do. He's so laid back and so cool. He is absolutely one of my favorite people to watch. And I like his rock tumbling thing that he's doing now. After I do this sale, I'm going to send him some jewelry components, because he's been making jewelry with his rocks that he's tumbling. Look at that poor thing. This doesn't even feel like a penny. It is so thin and worn. It is a penny, but like I said, it doesn't even feel right. Connor and I got about 3/4 of the rummage sale stuff sorted. Yeah, I knew you had Connor over this weekend, so that's good. I got quite a bit done, actually, more than I thought I would. More than I thought I would. Yeah, I started watching Robert a long time ago. He was like, I think, the first or second detectorist that I started watching. And my favorite video, and I can't find it now, was when he started out as a gold prospecting channel. And then somebody gave him this really cheap metal detector. And he was out detecting one day, and it broke, the coil broke off from the shaft, and he went out to his car and comes back and he shows the detector a few minutes later, and he had reattached the coil to the shaft using duct tape and a soda bottle. I think it was a Mountain Doo-Doo bottle, and went right back to detecting as if nothing happened. He was already hooked on detecting, and that was like the second time he had done it. And I've been watching him ever since, because that video, it just seemed so much like something I would do that I just have stuck with him all these years. I don't think he was even monetized. That was funny. But I don't think he was even monetized when that happened. And now he had that period where he was sick like me, so he kind of lost some of his following, but he still got over 30,000. Me, I've only gotten 2 new subscriptions in the last 90 days. I went and looked at my analytics today. It was sad. It was really sad. It was sad. Pathetic. 2 new views or 2 new subscribers in 90 days. Yeah, you need to get a new detector, Lisa, and then you can go with the rest of us, and we'll all get together and do something stupid. Oh my goodness. And posting. Oh, what am I doing here? Nothing. I'm into the next roll of Benji pennies. Oh, my screen also has a crack. It wasn't my fault. Checking the ears and the beard. I see nothing. It kind of was my fault, but it wasn't really. One of the medical people. All right, Furry, thanks for coming in. We love you. Yeah, one of my medical people, when I was in Virginia, kind of slammed the door open, and she didn't know my detector was behind it, because she used to just walk in and out without oh, I can't stand Alex. Ugh. But Alex serves his purpose. Alex is a gas can. Anyway, my screen got broken that way, and when I went to check to see how much it was going to cost to fix it, by the time I could send it to have it repaired with the postage and everything, it was going to cost me close to $200. And that's 2/3 of what the detector cost to begin with. So it doesn't affect the performance of the detector, except that I can't take it underwater, which I wouldn't be planning on doing anyway. So I just keep using it. I'll keep using it until it quits, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do. But yeah, as far as Alex and his appearances on Robert's videos, Alex is, to me, I've warned Alex too. I said, you're going to do that thing? Oh, that's exactly what I have, Lisa. Simplex Plus. I have told Alex before. I said, one of these days you're going to do that nasty little thing that you do to Robert all the time. You're going to do it to somebody else, and they're going to knock you out. It is so rude. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, there's a guy that goes detecting with Robert Ferguson, and his name is Alex. He has his own channel. But Alex he's rude. He will see where Robert is detecting, and he'll go cut right in front of Robert, right in his line, and start digging stuff. And that's just rude. Actually, I had a Garrett when I got my Simplex. I had had the Garrett for about a month, but I wanted something waterproof because I lived in Georgia and I would get stuck out in the middle of these fields and it would start pouring rain. It rained every day. And I would be trying to run back to the car and protect the Garrett from getting wet. And so I ended up getting the Simplex, and I got mine about 4.5 to 5 years ago. And I got it, and I went back over the places I had been with my Garrett, and I decided I liked the Simplex so much. I cleaned Garrett, put it back in its box, put it up for sale on eBay, and sold it. And I will never go back. I love my Simplex. I love the if you send them a thing and saying, I'm having a problem with my Nokta, somebody will get a hold of you almost immediately. Now, I have never had a Technetics, but Digging with Deeds uses one. And when we go to this seated hunt in June, I'm going to see if she will let me try one of hers out. Just because I've never used one before, and she finds some really, really good stuff. So I love me some Deej. She is just one of the coolest people on the planet. Doesn't live very far from me. One of these days we'll have to all see how many of us we can get down here and go detect. Yeah, I don't have anything really bad to say about my Simplex, other than the fact that I don't get to use it often enough. That's my big complaint. But yeah, I don't like what Alex does. But I understand why Robert. Now, I had a problem with Garrett that didn't really have anything to do with my detector. It had to do with my pinpointer. I got this pinpointer, bought it from a reputable dealer, came from Kellyco. By the way, if you're going to buy stuff, go to the About page for my channel. There's a link on there to Kellyco that will give me a little bit of money back for the channel if you go through that link. That would be nice. But anyway, I digress. I bought a Garrett carrot, and it quit like within 2 months, I'm going to say. And I called them to find out what I had to do. And they asked me to give them the serial number, and I gave them the serial number. because like I said, I had only had it a couple of weeks, so it should have still been in a warranty mode. And this lady on the phone, I gave her that serial number like 3 or 4 times. And finally she said, well, the reason it's not working is it's a fake, it's a counterfeit. And I'm like, no, it's not. I mean, I personally know the person at Kellyco that sold me that item. And I say, it is not a fake. And she insisted it was. So I dug up the sales receipt and I faxed her a copy of it, and she still insisted it was a fake. Flea bags! Hi, buddy. Well, mine didn't, Sir Benji. And even if it had, if you're out in the middle of the field, good luck trying to get that rain cover on there in the Georgian monsoon. So anyway, I had to call Kellyco and talk to my friend that was like a big shot there. He now works for Note to Macro, actually. But he had to call over to Garrett and straighten it out. And they still didn't want to fix it, so he just sent me a new one. And that really put a sour taste in my mouth for that company. It just, I mean, and truthfully, I felt more comfortable with the Simplex. There's just something, they both weigh the same, but there's something in the weight distribution that's different. And I had much less back issues and stuff after I got the Simplex. Yeah, I really like my Simplex. I'm very happy with it. And then some of you guys may remember the first anniversary of my channel, if you've been around that long, where a certain little muscle shell came in there and he was going to buy me a new detector. And I had just gotten the Simplex. So instead, he gave me money to go down to see my brother and bought me the other coils. I have all 3 coils, which is awesome. Yeah, they should have just replaced it, Lisa. That was the way I looked at it. Instead of losing a customer over $150 item, they should have just replaced it. It's not like it's going to break their bank. And I was really angry that they accused another company of selling me a fake piece of equipment. Well, I'm guessing she was dyslexic or something, because they had somebody else look that number up, and it was not a fake. It was just a piece of junk. Actually, the Nocta's the same weight, unless you change the coil. Or now the other thing I invested in was I have replaced the plastic shaft, so now mine is a little bit heavier, not by much, I mean like a fraction of an ounce, because I have the carbon fiber shaft on it, which is a lot stronger. What am I looking at? Oh, 1991 bird poo. We're on the last roll of the hey, hon, how are you? We are good. Yeah, I guess it is morning where you are. It's almost 8 o'clock at night where we are. But yeah, I have enjoyed my Simplex very much. I would like to have had the opportunity to try a Legend. I have some people swear by them, and other people are having the same kind of luck Patty's having. Yeah, I've got the little sniper coil too. That's my favorite, actually. I have all three of them though. So that's one reason I don't want to switch is I have a lot of the accessories for the Simplex. So mine's pretty dressed out. You know, I have all three coils. I have the carbon fiber shafts. I have the snake skins on my coil wires. And I was so blessed because most of those things were gifted to me to help me get my channel going, because I had some people that really liked the idea that I was trying to get older people to go out and do something besides sit on their butt and watch TV. And yeah, that's the thing. Everything's gotta match. Everything's proprietary on most of the different types of machines. And because it's a frequency issue and stuff like that. But I'm very happy with my detector, and I know it well. But I would like to try a Legend, but like I said, I'm gonna wait till this one croaks and then probably sell all the coils and accessories to it and use that money towards something else. Or I may get another Simplex Plus because it's a good machine. And I love that small coil. That small coil, it was really handy when I lived in Virginia, because there was a lot of little tiny places that were very hard to get into, and roots, lots of trees, and I could get into some really good places. And not too long, well, actually, beginning of this year, I was able to get out and went up to a local park that I had hit. It's a little top lot. I had hit that place I don't know how many times, and so did my friend Anthony. And I went in there with the small coil on, and I pulled out a 64 Kennedy $half that was 8 inches down, so it wasn't fresh drop. That smaller coil found, and boy was I tickled because my friends were kind of laughing at me. They said, "Oh, that place is hunted out." There's no such thing as hunted out, because every time it rains, every time people stir up the ground, every time you go through with a different piece of equipment with different frequencies, you're going to get a different result. It's just the way nature of the game. And sure enough, that particular day, I hadn't really found much where I had been before, but I decided I was going to run by that park and see if my friend Tony was in there. And he wasn't, but I went ahead and put the little coil on and found that $half. That was my first time out all year, and I found silver. So I was not unhappy. Okay, looking for a DDO. Don't see it. Oh yeah, I've got a video. It's an old one, and it kind of got cut short on the wrap up. But my first detector that I did, this is a really old video, was a bounty hunter gold digger that my sister sent me for. Anyway, she spent like $40 on it used. And I had gone down to this school right by my house because it was convenient to do that. And I was just messing with this thing. And I found a lot of stuff with it. And then I went back to the same spot with the Garrett and went over it with the Garrett. And of course, I found more things. And then when I got the Simplex, I went over it again. And every time I went, I found coins and jewelry. And yeah, it just depends. And then I would go and like one day I did this field next to the school, and I had done it in the mode for doing fields, and I had done it in Park 1, and then the Simplex, they did the upgrade and the machine went crazy for a few days, and then I did it in Park 2, and then I decided I'm going to do this in beach mode, and I found a whole bunch of different stuff just by changing what mode I was in. Oh, I still have the Bounty Hunter Gold Digger. And I also have it was branded for Calico, and it was, let me look on my phone because I can tell you what it really was, because I saved every video I could find of it. This is my brother's detector, and he could no longer detect, so he gave it to me. It is, where am I? Oh yeah, let me get in my playlist here real quick. There's a playlist. I don't want to tell you wrong. We had to identify what it was. Like I said, it was branded for Calico, but it was really a Bounty Hunter Discovery 3300. It's hard to get a strong. And I have it, and then I have my Simplex. So I got a lot of stuff that I haven't really gotten to play with. That one I never really got to play with because he gave it to me right before COVID hit. And I took it out a couple of times, and then I got really sick with other things. So I really haven't gotten a chance to play with that one a whole lot. I want to. And I also have the little coil for it, because my brother had purchased the little coil. The little coil for that machine is worth more than the whole machine. Oh, my goodness. Well, nothing out of the last three. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the stuff I found in the 14 rolls that I got from Sir, the $14 worth of rolls I got from Sir Benji. And then we'll start fresh with some other pennies on another day. We got in 1946 Wheatie, we got the famous blank planchet. That was the find of the pack right there. the blank panchet. It is zinc. The other one that I found years ago was copper. So I have two, one of each. And then we have a 1942. I guess I should have showed both sides of that. Yeah, me too, Lisa. As long as it's not swamp. Although I used to just carry my rubber boots in my car. I originally bought them to feed the cows out at Q's farm, but then they became my metal detecting sloshers. 1955B. That one's really worn for as new as it compared to the other ones. Oops, planchet separate. There we go. And then we got this one. Yep, nothing's ever hunted out. 1951. All right, now we're going to start hitting the Canadians. We got 1996. I like these because they're not completely round. If you look, you can see they're not quite round. Yes, Laverne and his wife. They own the farm. It's theirs. They've owned it for many years. 1986 Canadian. $19.80. Yeah, the house burned down back in 2007. There's a 1962. And a 1983. So far we've got a blank planchet, 4 Wheaties, 5 Canadians. This one I just saved because it was just cool. Yeah, back in 2007 they had a fire. There's a video about it on YouTube. I just thought we couldn't tell what date this was or anything, but we know it's 59 or later. And then we found a Canadian dime in the roll, a 79. And we got 3 Lincoln Life series. That one's kind of rubbed. This one really nice. This one's pristine. It's got one little scratch on it, but this black down here is something stuck on it. It's not tarnished. And we got this one. And then there's a penny that I put aside, and now I gotta find it again. It's not it. There's one that's a 69 that looks like an S over D. And I don't know what I did with it. I sent it up here somewhere. But that is the, and a few 82s and that kind of stuff that I just didn't throw in the throwaway. Hope I didn't lose that penny. It's on my desk somewhere. So anyway, that's kind of the wrap up of what we found in the $14 worth that I got from Sir Benji. Except I have to find that. I know it's on this ledge of my desk somewhere. I'll find it later. So we'll put these in a little bag until I can sort them into their proper homes. And then, there we go, put it in there. No, that wasn't bad for only $14. That was a pretty decent haul. So, put those till I get a chance to go through my books and all that. Writing on what they are. All right. Well, that's all I'm going to do today, but we have another $14 worth from the bank. I got 2 rolls of dimes, 5 rolls of nickels, 2 rolls of bank quarters. We already did the car wash quarters for today. It was like 20 something dollars worth of those. And I've got all those nickels, and so I got stuff to keep me busy for a while. And now I got to find something to give away. We didn't quite get to 25, but we did get up to, I think I had 15 in here at one point. And we have old Abraham Lincoln here, which is fitting since we just did a bunch of pennies. So we're going to give away Mr. Abraham Lincoln and a $2 bill, which they didn't have any more of those at the bank, but I have some left. So let me see here what we're going to do. All right, hang on. Put that up there. Put that over there. And we're going to, oop, I messed up. Doggone it. I'll have to start that again. Getting the Nightbot fired up here. Everybody just needs to put something, anything. We're not going to have a keyword or anything like that. Just write something in there. I got to start it over. I accidentally erased what was in there. All right. Everybody post something. Doesn't matter what. Just something. And I could tell you in a minute, I'll tell you who all is in the hunt. It says there's 12 people in here. There's Doug Harding. Hi, Dougie. That's something. Anything. Great day to detect. Yeah, it was nice. I wish I could have gone, but I'm still healing up, and I kind of did quite a bit of stuff this weekend, so I'm trying to take it easy today. I've got the sale coming up in 2 weeks. I want to be healed up, and then about 5-6 weeks after that, I've got that big seated Detect Michigan hunt down in southern Michigan. Yeah, well, we figured Doug hangs out in the shadows. He's lurking. He's a lurker. He's turned into the Jimmy Licari kind. Lurker. That was last week. Y'all funny. I got 21 likes. I'm happy. Yeah, I don't have enough watch hours, people. Y'all got to start actually going back and watching this stuff so I can get monetized, so I can buy better presents than $2 bills and Lincoln coins that I got out of the Salvation Army's pop machine. That really is where the Lincoln coin came from, the Salvation Army pop machine. Sir Benji can vouch for that. He knows it's true. Okay, I got 1, 2. I'm going to read the names. If you don't hear your name, you have to post it. Adventures in Michigan with Lisa, Annette Esmond, Doug Harding, Kevin K, Mudswat, New Marshall, Patty Disharoon, Silver Slinky, the new James Eller. Anybody else? That's only 9. There's some missing people. Some missing peoples. 1 or 2 anyway. Nothing wrong with that. All right, I'm gonna go with it here in just a second. Because frankly, I got a steak sitting in there on the counter that I'd really like to be cooking right now. I'd really like to be cooking that steak. I'm hungry. Oh, where am I? Let's get this. Share the screen. Nightbot giveaway. Share screen. All right. It's kind of small. I've done something here. Let me see if I can fix this. Ow. Man, this hurt. My neck popped. Oh, no wonder it got turned down 75%. There we go. Should be able to see it better now. A little bit. That way you can see everybody's luck is the same. I haven't given anybody any extra luck. Gave everybody 15. If they posted in the last 15 minutes, they made the list. All right. That's it. No, he does not get table food because he gets so many treats. He's already fat as a pig. Sometimes I'll let him have the juice from the steak because I don't use a lot of spices or anything, but very rarely does he get table food. Mostly because he's an ornery little snot, and if you give him something once, he will bug you to get it all the time. Give you 99% luck. All right, well, I can't really do that. Yeah, he used to smell it cooking and torment him. But right before I take it off the heat, I'll give him his treats. I put them all over his little kitty condo. And that way he's hunting for them while I'm getting my food. So, all right, let's see who the winner is. I am waiting no longer. We're going to hit roll it, and this does not scroll through. It just immediately tells you the winner. Sir Benji is lurking. Why does that not surprise me? I do that on his channel a lot, where I'm in there and he's getting watch hours for me, but I'm doing something else. So here we go. Uno, dos, 1, 2, 3, cuatro. The lucky James Eller. Woohoo! The lucky James Eller. It's the Abraham Lincoln dollar coin and a $2 bill. Let's see how many I got left. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 $2 bills left. Yeah, they didn't have any at the bank. I was disappointed. That's the first place I went when I picked up the car Saturday. I went straight to the bank. Well, I had a check to put in. Big giant refund check. $35 from the car insurance people in Virginia. Wasn't exactly rolling in the money, but hey, at least I got some back. And I didn't have to pay as many deposits here as I did in Virginia. And that's partially because I had lived here before and they just looked up my old accounts. But yeah, I got a couple of refunds from Virginia. I used part of one of them to take the people that helped me move out for lunch. I took Sir Benji and Fleabag and his wife. I didn't get to take Deej. She couldn't make it that day, but I'm marking this on here before I forget. All right. Add that to the send them out pile. All right, everybody. I'm going to go come back Wednesday. We're going to do some metal detecting stuff. Excuse me. Dentists lie to you. I better tell you, dentists lie to you. They will tell you, oh, if you get dentures, they don't gag you. You can eat with them. Yada, yada, yada. Well, they're gagging me. So they lie. All right. Everybody have a great night. I probably will pop on maybe sometime tomorrow. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that email, Lisa. I want to see this. See that. All righty, everybody. Let me see if I can find M3 real quick. Let me change cameras. See if I can see if he's still back there. I don't know if he is or not. Oop, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. I only got 4. Nope, he are gone. He are gone. He's probably in bed until I get up from this chair, and then he'll be in the kitchen tormenting the daylights out of me. All right, gang. M3's in the wind, and so am I. Bye.